Welcome back to the Sooner Sin podcast, where we talk about the good, bad, and downright wild moments as a student at OU. I'm Sierra.
And I'm Eva, and we're here to tell you what it really means to be a Sooner. From academic highs and lows to wild nights out, we're here to spill the tea on all things OU. And today we're here with my roommate, Sarah.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah. Like Eva said, I'm her roommate. I'm a senior here as well. I'm a comm major and I have a psychology minor.
All right, perfect. Let's get in. Okay, so on today's podcast, we're going to kind of get into the academics unfiltered with Sarah, just because she seems to have a lot ahead of her, is what I've been told. She's very smart. And we just kind of want to see the academic side, like, how do you cope with it? How do you make all the choices you have up to this point? And I know that sounds very scary, but there's definitely a lot of freshmen coming in that want to know what it's like and how you made your choices. And we all have our different stories, but we want to get your unique side of the story. So really the first thing is, what are you going to school for? Like, what's your game plan?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, I'm a communication major and I have a psychology minor. Admittedly, I wasn't ever like, oh, I'm going to go to school for communication. Like, that wasn't something that I just woke up and decided. Mm-hmm. I realistically just knew what I didn't want to do. And so that helped me narrow down my choices. And then from there, I actually came to OU, declared as a business major. And then I changed it like 2 weeks before classes started and changed my whole schedule. I just did a little bit more research and I wanted something a little bit broader. And then that's whenever I discovered communication, did a little bit of research, and then that's what I decided to do.
Okay, so in high school, when were applying to college and stuff, mm-hmm. were you originally planning on going to business? Did you have were you business undecided? Or,
yeah.
But did you decide to go to OU as because of business though?
That's a good question. I didn't. I went to OU. My older brother actually went to OU, so I have a little bit of family allegiance here. I'm not originally from Texas. I'm actually from Michigan, so I applied to Michigan. But OU actually gave me the most money, so it was financially the best decision for me to go to OU, and so that's why I'm here.
No, that's smart. So what made you choose? It's communications, right?
Right.
Okay, so what made you choose to really go down that path?
Yeah, so like I said, I just kind of researched and I was looking for something broader, and so things that were more applicable to different corporate fields, which is something that I'm interested in. I'm particularly interested in nonprofit work, as I have learned to discover, and so I just wanted to be better in reading and writing and having better skills with team management and interpersonal building and things like that. And so the more I researched, the more I felt like that it was a good fit for me. And so, like I said, it kind of just fell into my lap, and I'm one of the few who I never changed my major. I never really wanted to. It just kind of worked out, and so I am grateful for that. But yeah, it just kind of happened.
I mean, that's
I wish I had more to say.
That's how I feel about mine. My first major was entrepreneurship, and it seemed like it just dropped in front of me. I was business undecided at first, and then I was just like, well, I don't really want to work for someone else, so I'll work for myself, and that's what I'm going to go to school for.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, but I mean, that makes sense. That's exactly what I would do. So for your freshman year, that's always a fun year, which you're doing just a bunch of gen eds.
Yeah.
But how was your freshman year, academically and beyond?
Academically, my freshman year was good. It was a little bit of an adjustment, being away from home, making new friends, but I knew most of my roommates, and I knew Eva, even though we weren't roommates freshman year, so that was nice, just to have a friend, even though we were both in Walker, not in the same dorm or anything, just to have someone down the hall. That made that much easier. Academically, I was honestly really confused when I first got here, because I was like, why am I taking all these random classes that don't seem pertinent to anything?
Nothing you're willing to do.
Exactly.
It is a waste of time, actually, and I stand by that, because I didn't need...
You should talk about your stats class experience, because I remember this and I didn't even end up taking the class, so...
Yeah, I know, because I complained about it nonstop,
okay.
So she definitely does. So whenever I came here, it was I think it was my first semester, I had this stats class. Communication majors specifically have to take, I think it's behavioral statistics or something like that. It's statistics, and I didn't choose to be a communication major because I'm good at math, so it was a little bit jarring, but it was fine. It was actually pretty hard. I won't lie. Mm-hmm. That was probably one of my harder classes as a freshman. It just took practice.
Was it the professor?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
The
And
professor
wasn't
was the
good.
problem, and that's okay.
And
you
I
can openly
for-
say the professor was the problem, because sometimes that's the truth.
I
Yeah.
would love to say that, but I forgot my calculator like way more times than I would like to admit, and that definitely derailed my grades a little bit.
I feel like I always had my calculator in my bag. Like, that was something I almost never missed, because, like, I had statistics, too, but I never really missed it there.
Yeah, it's because you'd be studying the night before and you'd have it out, and then the next morning you'd be like, I actually left my calculator on my bed, and so I have to do mental math of, like, the square root of, like, 3,945. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Every decimals, fractions, like, I couldn't do that in my head. So, yeah,
That's okay.
That wasn't super fun.
I think I accidentally just had two calculators.
Oh, I had
remember
two
having it.
calculators,
So I think
too.
that's why I didn't end up in that position.
Yeah.
But I
I
also
wish I
just
did.
wasn't good at statistics either.
And I don't know if anybody has taken business statistics here. We talked about this last episode, too.
We did.
We're at Norwood. Like, super, super chill, easy class. Like, nothing compared to the statistics that you took here.
Yeah,
For sure.
I honestly, like, I don't even really remember it, but I remember hating it.
Yeah.
When it happened, so...
So for the adjustment period, especially like if you're
Yeah.
going through like a hard time, did you find anything that like helped you with that, or anything that you thought would help you and didn't at all? Or just
Yeah.
balancing, because freshman year I feel like is the year that you're trying to really make yourself belong, and you're trying to like go do things though. Like you're an adult now. You're trying to figure these out.
Right.
Like freshman year, everybody's going to the parties and stuff, but you also still have classes. Did you find that hard to balance, or did you indulge in those things?
I feel like I honestly did a pretty good job balancing it. We went out, but we didn't go out like crazy or anything.
Mhm.
But like we made an effort to meet people and like party and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just feel like my personality and like my roommates, like we just always prioritized school. So like it didn't ever really get super messy, but there were times when I went to class in the morning and I wasn't feeling that great. For sure.
Yeah. Did you occasionally have to skip a class?
Every now and again,
Every now and then. Yeah, I did it a few times, especially because my first semester I didn't have a roommate, and so I was in Walker as well, and I just sometimes it was just nice to sleep in. But
Definitely.
yeah. So now that you've been in a communications major for 4 years, has there been any times that you're like, I should have just done this instead, like a different path?
Sometimes I have those moments where I'm like, what kind of jobs or like what would my life look like if I went a different route? But honestly, like the careers and things that I've been more like mostly interested have been available and accessible to me, so I feel pretty content with it. I just sometimes wish that I like randomly feel like I'd be good at architecture for like no reason. Like there's no reason why I think I'd be good at that. But sometimes I'm like, I wish I did that.
Yeah.
That was a dream of mine at one point.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Did you know
I
that's
don't know
actually one of the most dropped majors of college, because people think it's more creative than it actually is. It's very like structural and mathematics based, because you're building a bunch of stuff, and it's actually that and like engineering and pre-med are like the 3 most dropped majors of all time.
Okay.
I feel like that's interesting though, because I feel like those ones are ones you can do something with in VOTech before you come to college.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
You can, because I know that was an option. I remember looking at it when I was in school, being like, oh, what could I do with VOTech and stuff, and I looked at like architecture stuff, and but there's also stuff like you can go to VOTech to be like a tech at a hospital. Yeah. So like that's really interesting that those are going to be the ones that people are going to be the most likely to like drop, when they could have tested the waters in high school on that one.
Exactly.
But
well, Sarah, you mentioned that you had a passion for nonprofits. Can you talk a little bit about how you fell into that role and what you ended up doing that led you to working with a nonprofit?
Yeah, so that was actually a result of my second internship. I kind of got a taste for it my first internship. I was working for like a fintech company basically, but I was working on the events team, and they were coordinating a lot with like local nonprofits and things like that in OKC, because it was actually here in Oklahoma. And I was just really interested. I was like, I feel like this is something that I would feel is rewarding work, something that I feel like is worth my time and like investment. And then my second internship was through a nonprofit itself, and it basically just like helps delegate funds to other nonprofits. And like every day I would come home and I'd be like, that's super cool. Like I know I helped, however many people it was, 10, 15, 20, 25 people donate to these certain charities. I would learn about all different types of nonprofits, basically throughout the U.S. And I was just like, this is something that makes me feel happy. And so it kind of just happened. And it wasn't really a result of my first internship, but it kind of shed a little bit of light into something that could be more so interesting. And so, yeah, definitely just like experience what you can. And like from there, you'll learn a lot more about what you're passionate about, what works for you. Yeah, that's what I would say. It kind of just happened. Again, I hate that that's my answer for everything, but
I mean, that's okay though.
That's realistic.
Yeah.
It's
to
realistic.
trust the process,
right? It was just like a little bit of trial
can
and
happen
error.
well for you.
Yeah.
Did you like do any anything involved like community service or anything before this point to kind of decide that's something you would like? Cause
I wish.
no, because like that's really what I was thinking. Because I felt like I always knew a lot of people that were like involved, and I wasn't involved much in like high school, at least community service wise. Like I did things in high school. But so that's why I find it interesting that you ended up in this position, especially if you haven't been involved.
Honestly,
like
me too. Yeah, like I would love to say, yeah, I spent all my time volunteering. I don't. I wish I did more. That's definitely something I've learned throughout this experience, the value of that and building community and things like that. But no, honestly, I didn't.
It's really real.
How'd you?
Yeah.
So how many internships have you been in now?
So I've had two. Like I mentioned, the first was for a fintech company here in Oklahoma, just because I didn't want to go back home. We're from DFW, and so it's not far or anything, but I was like, I'm paying my rent here, might as well stay. So I applied to things in Oklahoma, and then that's when I got the first one. And then the second job was back home in DFW, and that's a financial brokerage, but again, I'm working in like the nonprofit sector.
Yeah.
So
did you use like OU's Handshake to get through those?
I used LinkedIn. I used Indeed. I used Indeed for both of them.
So it was just like applying for a regular job?
Yeah, I applied to a bunch. I applied to like, I would say 20 the first summer I was looking, and then maybe 10, 12 the second one. But people are really bad about reaching out.
Yeah, I applied to like 200 internships and
Yeah.
got like 5 interviews out of the 200 I applied for.
That's
about where it was.
real.
Yeah. Was there any that you applied for, and it's okay if you don't remember, but like that you just were upset that you didn't receive anything back from them, or?
There were some where I was like a little disappointed.
Yeah.
But not
anything
really.
with like L'Oreal.
Yeah,
I know.
They're like, I wanted their internships so bad.
The ones you
Right.
could like travel far
Right.
for. And
Yeah.
show your
Or like MAC.
Yeah, no, I would love to work for a makeup brand, which is like not nonprofit. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
There's something you could do there, though.
Right?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's always something you could do. Do you feel like for the internship process, you prepared you for it? Like for the applying and getting in there, do you feel like the knowledge you had going in like helped you in it that much?
Because especially like I feel like as a comm student, I was very interested in hear your perspective, because here in Price they make us take classes specifically on like interview prep and like how to format your resume and like how you're supposed to go about applying to jobs and stuff. So I'm wondering if you had a similar experience as a communication student.
I did for interview prep. We definitely do lots of public speaking and things like that. So I felt comfortable in my interviews, but resume, not really. I honestly wish they had done more. That was something that I did on my own, asked around, got like outside help. They definitely helped, but yeah, I did a little bit of the work on my own for sure.
So do you think, this is now broad, do you think that if you didn't come to OU and you weren't a student at OU right now, do you think you could have got those internship positions without?
Honestly,
other than the fact that they might need the qualification of you being a business like communications or communications.
I would say the first one, no, because it's in Oklahoma City, and if I didn't live in Oklahoma, I would not be applying to a job in Oklahoma City, to be completely transparent. But that was a great company, and so definitely look in Oklahoma City and like more and all the places in Oklahoma. Like there are really, really good corporations there that are hiring and have they promote their internships. Like they have intern groups. It's not just like a one-off, like, oh, we're hiring like an intern for our team. Like there are a lot of corporations that like want OU students or OSU students, just like students, to be in like an intern academy type of thing. So for my first one, definitely not. The second one, maybe so, just because it was like 5 minutes away from my house, my parents' house. I don't know. I would say the first one, no. But the second one, potentially. Okay. Potentially, I could have gotten that. Okay. I don't know.
Okay. Then back a little bit to how, like dealing with the balancing academic life, social life, mental health, everything. Since you've had 4 years of experience, have you felt yourself have any struggles with that? Like any particular years harder than others?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would say the second semester of my freshman year was definitely my worst, like mentally and academically. I think like the first semester, it was like I was really on it because I'm like, I'm in college, I gotta get into this.
Yeah, you're excited.
Yeah. Second semester, it was cold. It was
That was like the coldest
cold.
winter,
It
the
was
coldest winter of
freezing.
2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that, like, all the trees were so broken and stuff,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That was a harder one.
That semester was a little tough. I think it was just like spring semester for me, I like lose a little bit of motivation by then. You know, fall semester, it's like, let's go. We're back again.
Yeah.
That was probably a struggle, but like in regards to balance, I feel like I just always try to prioritize doing my work first because like my personality, like I can't relax if I know I have stuff to do. And like I'm a really bad procrastinator, but that's something that college has taught me is like you just have to stop. You just have to
just
do
get it done.
You just have to do it, definitely. And I feel like building that habit, it wasn't easy. I still procrastinate from time to time, but definitely like making the effort to get my work done first, and then I can just go do whatever I want. It's just more enjoyable, and you will do better in school.
Yeah.
So like do what you can, try to get everything done. That's what I would say.
And speaking of second semester of freshman year,
you
should tell the story of your mono and your final.
Oh, no.
Oh, and you know what? That was in my stats class.
Yeah.
It was. So I woke up one day, I'm like, I'm sick. But of course, I'm living in Walker. Everyone's sick.
Everyone's sick.
But I'm
Everyone's
like,
sick.
It's the black
no,
mold.
like, I am deathly ill. Like, I am so sick.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even have a car. No, I didn't have a car my freshman year.
I think your brother had to come.
No, I took one of my roommate's cars, I think. Anyway, I got there, and they tested me. I tested positive for mono, and I was like, are you kidding
Mono
me?
lasts a long time.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Like,
I was
isn't it,
so
like,
sick.
months that you're like
Yeah,
sick?
you're like tired.
You're
for
like,
months.
yeah.
But
And
you were sick
so-
for like 3 weeks, like genuinely sick.
Yeah,
Very sick.
I was very sick. And so I went home and like back to my parents' house, DFW. It's like 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
I'm there. I had messaged all my professors. I sent them the note. Like I genuinely had mono. Like I was not trying to get, and this was right before finals.
Oh
And
my
so I'm like, I'm
gosh.
not trying to get out of my test like this. I am actually very sick. And so then I go home. They all say it's fine. One of my professors the day before my exam is like, actually it's like not okay. You have to come back. And so I had to drive back with mono. Like I threw up in the car. It was horrible. I get to class. I'm like disgusting. I have like a mask on, but I'm just so sick. And I take my exam. I crammed for this so hard. I had to get a certain grade to keep a B. And I got the exact grade I needed to get.
That's crazy because
Yeah.
was it online or on paper? Because
It
either
was in
way,
person on paper.
either way, it could have been online. They could have just scanned it in online and done something online for
Right.
you.
Well, that's the thing. He originally said that.
Yeah, and then he was like, actually, JK, you have to come
The
in.
night before.
Deathly ill.
What
the
if
night
you
before, and
what
it
if
was in
you
the
lived in an
morning.
even farther state?
Right.
I don't know.
What
And
class
this was like, I think this was
Honestly.
spring semester, right?
It
So it was
was, yeah.
like, we were going home for the summer and like being
Yeah.
done with school. So it was like, we were going home.
What class was it for?
The stats class. That
Oh my
same
God.
stats
Yeah.
class. Yeah.
Oh, that is horrible.
So, yeah, it was all right. But it's done.
that mentally would destroy me.
That was hard, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. It's like, that was like, I remember you would FaceTime me and you were like, or we did a group FaceTime with our friend group. You're like, I'm so sick, I can't even swallow and I can't
Yeah.
even stand up without feeling like I'm going to pass out. And like, you're a strong girl. Like, you're a resilient person. So to
Mono
hear
is not
you
for the
say
weak.
that, to
I
hear
was
you
throwing
say
up
that
all
is
over myself
crazy.
for like a week.
Oh,
Throwing up the car on the way,
no.
like just trying not to pass out to get to school to take my test.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't miss this in my final, and I have to get a good grade in this or I won't pass. Like I have to do this.
College is so crazy like that.
Right?
It is. I don't know. I got tested for mono my like senior year of high school because my mom, she's like, you've just been like sleeping a lot, and so I was like, okay, and I got tested, and hey, it was just depression.
Yeah,
and I was just
real.
like,
Real.
senioritis, I was sleeping a lot, and I was just like, but they found out like they did blood work and stuff, and they're like, actually, there's still something wrong with you.
Oh,
I like
period.
I had like really weird blood stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was not like contagious. That sounds really weird. Like it's just like my red blood cells were really low and
Yeah.
stuff, and it just was natural, and I'm just that way, so I
Yeah.
can't donate blood. Thank you for anytime I try to donate blood, they tell me I have a ban on my account still. So
Really?
yeah, and I got O negative. It's no fun.
Oh, I would.
I have the good blood.
Yeah.
No.
And I was so down for it. I remember,
Dang.
like in high school, it's like if you donate so many times, you get like certain cords and stuff.
Yeah.
And I
red
wanted
cord.
those so bad. I remember waiting and be like, I'm gonna do it. And then they said, actually, you're banned. I'm like, so I can't get those
dude.
cords.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, mono's crazy, and
I still don't know who gave it to me. So whoever gave it to me.
Yeah.
God rest your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That had to
There's
be
a few
horrible.
people
That's
that
a
it could
battle.
be.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we don't know. It's unresolved mystery.
Do we get into that, or it's okay if you don't?
We can touch on it.
Yeah,
can touch
because like at the time in our friend group, you were the only one that was single. Well, one of the only ones that were single
Yeah.
during our freshman year that like went out with us and
Yeah.
stuff. And so
I
that was a
love-
fun experience being able to live vicariously through you and the
Oh,
things that you were
yeah.
able to do.
I mean, like, yeah, I was. I was.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it was interesting for sure because like everyone else had a boyfriend, but I was like, y'all, like, I need to go out. I need.
Yeah,
to
we
go
went to a
out.
lot of frat parties.
Yeah, we did. I
Yeah.
dragged them there.
Yeah.
I was like, we have to go, guys. I need to go out. So yeah, that was fun. I was single my freshman year.
You know, that's good though.
I think it was. I think it was good for me. I do.
I wish I was.
Yeah.
I wish I was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Honestly,
I have a
same. I
different
feel like
boyfriend now,
everyone.
but I wish I
yeah.
was single freshman year.
Yeah, honestly, same.
That was
I
a waste
did
of my
learn a
time
lot.
to be in a relationship that freshman year.
Yeah, I mean, also because like everyone is like literally chomping at the bit to like
Yeah, they are.
interact with the opposite sex. Like they are
Yeah.
trying so hard. Like I've never been hit on more in my life than I was my freshman year of college. Like
Yeah.
now I'm lucky if like a 5'1" ugly dude talks to me at a bar when I'm out. Like that is like a good time. Like not a good time for me, but like that is like
It's a time.
I feel like okay, like
Yeah.
boys still like me because the
Yeah.
ratio here is crazy. Like the amount of like beautiful women to like men here, I just feel like is disproportionate.
Yeah.
Agreed.
If anybody's
sure.
hitting on me now, it's just disrespectful.
No, literally.
It's
Yeah.
very disrespectful. It happened on Campus Corner recently, and a guy like came up that knew one of my friends.
Mhm.
It came up to him and was like, he's like, I want to talk to her, and let me tell you, he's a football player, and
Oh.
he said this to my friend. He was like, I want to talk to her, and my friend was like, okay, and I was like, when my friend told me this, I was like, oh my god, did you not tell him I was in a relationship or anything? He's like, no. And then he went over there and told him, and he said, sorry, you're gonna bleep this. He said, I've never
Well,
felt
I
so-
do,
And he's
sir.
like, I
so-
do. And so he was like prowling behind me, and I just wouldn't look at him. And then he finally left, and I was just like, I was scared.
The last
Yeah.
I
time
was,
we,
I was just like, when somebody's gonna disrespect, like, just like the simplest, like,
Yeah.
she's in a relationship. Don't be that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The last time we went out, it was like after the last football game. Some guy, I think he was like 5 feet tall, came up to me and I was out with Sarah and like we had been out for a while. We had gone to the football game, we had been drinking all day, and then we went out to the bars. And this guy came up and talked to me, and he was like 5 feet tall, and he was like, "Hey, my friend wants to holler at you." And Sarah is like, "No, no,
Yeah, I was like, I mean,
get out immediately. No, you need to get
No.
out. You need to get out." And
It's
he
not
was like,
happening.
"Okay."
And he just walked away.
Yeah.
Hey, at
I
least
was
he
like,
said
God bless
okay.
your soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
God
he
bless
said
your soul.
his friend wants to holler at you.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
Right?
Don't say.
And it's
that.
like, are we 12? Like, are we
Hey,
playing
send your friend over
telephone?
here if this is what really
And
what
also,
it
I have a
is.
boyfriend, so I wouldn't be
That's why I was like,
entertaining
I was
that
literally
anyways
like,
at all. But
I feel like I walked up in between y'all and I was like, no.
yeah, that's literally
Nope.
what happened.
It's not happening.
That's funny. Yeah, freshman year. If my suggestion probably would be, don't be in a relationship for it. Not that it means you're gonna cheat on somebody or anything. It's just like,
When you break up, you'll look back and be like, I wish I was single.
I wish I was single. Yeah. No, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Because I was dating somebody younger than me. And
Ooh.
so, unfortunately, they were still in high school. And then, hey, they cheated on me. So, like, why would I do that?
You have
Why,
to say, if he
like,
lying to
now-
me, I'm lying
and
to
that was
him.
at the end, yeah, it was at the end of the semester. So, like, the end of the whole school year.
Oh.
So, I wasted my freshman year. So,
Yeah.
all I gotta say is, don't make a relationship freshman year.
I
But-
agree. I mean, it's not like I
course
met my
you agree.
soulmate or
Yeah.
anything freshman year. I actually got my heart broken a little bit.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, it was beneficial for me to understand, like, what is out there and, like, what is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely met some characters for sure. Definitely some freaks.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
to maybe finish off this little spot right here, What advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
Okay. To incoming freshmen, go to your classes. I don't care. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care what happens. Just go. Like, building the habit is so beneficial for you in the long run. I mean, I know in my personal experience, I don't know about y'all, but, like, for me, the higher up division classes I get into, they're, like, pretty much all participation and attendance based. And so if you have the habit of, like, routinely going to class, you're going to be fine. You're going to be successful.
And pay
you're gonna
attention
know what's going
during
on.
the classes.
Yeah.
You'll make
just go
a
to
good grade.
class. I learned from that. I regret the classes I didn't go to because it did affect my grades. So just go.
Well,
that's what I would say.
Very good advice, and everyone should take it. But I think we're good with this little interview here. Thank you so much. I think the next part we should really get into is our Crimson Confessions, the very exciting part.
Yes.
I am excited.
Okay, so the next segment we call Crimson Confessions. It is where OU students have submitted their anonymous stories, something to get off their chest. And basically what we're doing is a raw reaction to it. Okay, we're having a raw reaction to it, and we're going to basically tell the person that submitted it if they should go ahead and get this off their chest and tell people. That's okay. You can tell people. Or keep it to himself, toss it in the sin bin, never speak of it again. Okay. And we're making that choice, but our viewers can also make that choice too. So please play along with us and submit your own submissions too. We keep them in the link of our bios. All right. So here's the first one. The men's room on the bottom floor of Dell has a toilet surrounded by a curtain, and the stall next to it is littered with stories detailing the history of sexual encounters. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Dale?
Really? Well, that would make sense.
I mean, it's the men's room, but I hadn't heard that at all.
Neither.
Why do I want to go in there?
Now I kind of want to take a pee.
Now I kind of need a viewer to send us a picture of this.
Right.
I'm just like,
right.
And like a curtain.
Can we myth bust this? Like, can someone myth bust
yeah,
this for
a
us?
curtain feels weird to me.
Wait, yeah, I'm just thinking of like instead of a stall, it's just like a round curtain that like goes around the toilet, and people are just writing. That's a curtain.
Men's bathrooms are weird. Like, we pee right next to each other. We just take our pants off and there's no divider. Like, I can never do that. I can literally never do that. Like, I would die.
That's funny. I've never heard that.
I need to see this. I need somebody to send us a video of them like walking in and see this, because like we can't do it.
Yeah, if you've seen this, if you're a man, submit a photo. If you're a man, kudos to you for watching this, by the way. But submit a photo.
Or if you're just strong enough to go in that bathroom and check it out for us, whoever you are.
No face, no case. Send us a video. Of
I need to know. Like, I think I'm more interested in the fact that there's a curtain wrapped around the toilet.
Same.
It's not even the sexual encounters.
Right? Is it just like one toilet, or is it like all
like
a bunch of stalls and then just one?
Right.
That's weird. Well, I think this is something to just tell people. This isn't your dirty secret. It's the campus dirty secret. Yeah. So anybody can know this. So I say keep it out of the sin bin. Tell people about it.
Same. I would be spreading this information everywhere.
Me too.
I'm surprised I never heard it either. Okay. So here's our next one. My freshman year, I hooked up with a prominent professor at OU. Oh my gosh, he spat on me and made me beg for him to put his in me.
Oh my gosh.
He had me in a leather harness while he gave me devious.
Wow.
Soon after there, he was fired for hazing and students. Very sad, he slang grape.
What? Freshman year, first of all, it's crazy. Baby, you're a victim. Baby, you're a victim. Like, you're a victim.
That's grooming. I don't know. Was that your professor?
Yeah, I need to know. Did you have the professor?
No. It just said a prominent professor at OU.
Prominent.
Well, you know you can look back on.
Okay. No. Leave your allegations in the comments. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, please don't. We don't want to get in trouble. Do not leave allegations.
Of course. That was a joke.
Talk about it with your friends.
Every sentence got weirder and weirder, and I would tell people.
I would keep that to myself. I think.
Really?
I think I would keep that to myself.
Or did they just ask?
Yeah, they said a leather harness.
Yeah, no. They actually did things.
Yeah, so I would keep that to myself. I would take that
You know what? I would.
to my grave.
I think close friends, yes. If you're doing it for grades, don't tell anybody.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't want that out at all. No, if it was for grades, you don't want that at all.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it.
But,
It
I
doesn't
mean-
sound like it was for grades.
I mean-
It sounded like it was for fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
either way, the professor was fired for doing it,
Okay.
too, with other
Yeah.
students. Like, this person wasn't the only
It's
one.
insane.
Yeah,
That's
good.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. That's a
Right?
really terrible thing to do to an 18-year-old who just came to college. So
But I guess it's mixed reviews on what you do with this.
You know, I
sin.
kind of agree though. Like, tell your
Yeah.
close friends, but don't just go tell everyone that.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, I
But
wouldn't
thank you
like
for telling it on
I
our
wouldn't
podcast.
lead with that.
That's
yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. So here we go. Next, we have. I think we're gonna read what we had. The two more.
Okay.
I met a military man that was very into dominating a submissive. This man was incredibly hot that I decided to do whatever he wanted. I also have huge daddy issues, so that made me want more into being called a slur white. Oh no, wait, it's no. Let me reread that. Okay. It's wild. It's really small print. Okay. A slur while getting it from the back. One of the first tasks he gave me was to film myself licking the toilet seat while myself.
Ew.
Ew.
What have y'all done in your lives? Like, I just can't imagine that, like, this is a real thing that someone actually did.
Oh my
I don't
god.
know. Don't tell anyone that.
Yeah.
There's still more, guys.
Oh,
What?
There's still more. The second time we hung out,
Oh.
we played a game and I beat him, and he me harder than I have ever been before. He then took me to the bathroom and pissed all over me, then left.
Ew. And it ends on that note?
That's it. That's it on that
Okay,
one.
Okay.
Oh my
I
god.
wonder what made you want to meet him a second time and not a third.
Okay, military man.
Like, what was the cutoff?
Right, like,
From
what
the first
was
to
the
second.
cutoff point for you where you're like, I'm done with this situation? Because it would have been the first thing.
Like, you got golden showered.
Yeah, that is crazy. I didn't know people actually did that.
I mean, for it to even be a thing, people have to do
Yeah.
it.
True.
Some freaks out there.
So this is a sin bin, I'm gonna have to say.
Yeah, the toilet seat part really got me.
Yeah, because I'm judging you a little bit
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. If you were
We
like,
might need to bleep
if
that.
one of my,
No,
No.
judging. No, hey, anonymous.
That's
You're
kinda
this is your
gross.
choice.
if one of my close friends came and like told me this, I would be like deeply concerned and be like, I don't know how I feel about you anymore. If this is like an experience that you've had.
I wouldn't tell anyone if I did
At all.
Same.
I don't
Or
think so.
I would take this to my grave.
I don't know.
Like I
don't
said,
think I
I
would
think
tell
this would have to. This one wouldn't even be like my close friends. This would be my closest friend.
This is between me and God.
This is my closest friend, and his name's God. So
Yeah, this is between me and God.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm gonna have to say sin bin on that.
Sin.
Sin bin. Okay,
Me too.
our final one. I met a man that had a girlfriend and claimed to be straight. He throat me for 45 minutes
Oh my
and would
God.
slap me anytime I touched my because I was a
Wait.
girl, not a boy, and girls don't have. Huh? He made me tuck my back so I looked like I had a. And he degraded me while I deep him. Wait.
I don't understand it.
Wait, okay, so this is a guy. This is a guy.
Okay.
And the straight
Why
guy.
are all these so
quotation
sexual?
mark.
Are y'all okay? Like,
Maybe we're getting just the same person. This is lining
right?
it up.
They're just like emptying. Like, this is their therapy,
This is-
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're like, I can submit another. I need this. Oh
I
my
think you
gosh.
should share those people, and that person should be your therapist because that sounds really traumatizing. Honestly,
That sounds-
doesn't sound
no,
like a fun
like,
I
experience.
need to reread it.
Okay, yeah. I met a man that had a girlfriend and claimed to be straight. He touched me for 45 minutes and would slap me anytime I touched my because I was a girl, not a boy, and girls don't have. He made me tuck my and back so I looked like I had a and he degraded me while I
Okay, so he's not straight.
No.
No, but it
he
says-
claimed to be
Yeah,
straight.
yeah.
So
You're not.
Yeah, you're not. I would first of all tell his
In the
girlfriend.
DL,
She needs
right?
to know. She
We're
needs
going
to
against her
know.
girlfriend.
Yeah, she needs to.
You know
know.
that's a thing like on Grindr, like you can like people are just DL like down low
Oh
or
god,
whatever. And,
I don't
like,
need to know
they-
that.
like,
That's
people know
another
that.
thing.
I would
don't
say
worry
tell
about.
the girlfriend, but I wouldn't tell like a lot of people.
Yeah, I would tell your therapist and the girlfriend.
No,
That's what
that
I would
actually,
tell.
that might mess with my brain too much if I was like, I'm putting myself in the person who submitted this position.
Okay.
Like as a guy, if I was a guy and I was told to do that, and they're like, no, don't do that, and then you're being forced all these things.
Yeah.
That just makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Same.
Are you okay?
Yeah. How are you? That sounds really traumatic. I'm sorry.
I know this is
Me too.
anonymous, but if you need to reach out, or OU does have a helpline.
Yeah.
They do have mental health stuff. If you need help,
Yeah.
but if you're fine, you do.
Yeah.
But that is actually the last of our Crimson Confessions
Well,
segment.
not the last.
Hey!
Not the last.
We
just
have
for this.
one
Oh.
more.
Oh yeah, I mentally prepared one.
Yeah.
It seems very.
This
Yeah,
is your
these
own
are also
relative.
these are freaky.
No. This is your own like Sooner Sin.
Yeah.
So Crimson Confessions
I was
is from
just-
Sooner Sin a little bit, where it's just what you think isn't like what
Okay.
you've done that isn't like the best, but it also isn't gonna
Incriminating.
destroy your image,
Yeah,
incriminate you.
Yeah, I'm checking all those boxes. I don't think it will.
Okay, then you're
Okay.
solid. You can decide your
When
own
I
sin.
was a freshman and we went to all the frats, one of my roommates had like this basket. But anyway, we would steal like arbitrary things from the frats and sororities, and we just kept them in there all year. And
Traffic
just-
cones, hammers.
lots of random things.
Would you do it again?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I did it more.
Yeah.
Like had just more
Honestly,
things.
Yeah.
yeah.
You feel like it's gonna be a struggle when you
I
like,
don't
are
even-
moving out to actually be an adult.
No, because
and you
like
guys are
I
gonna
was
figure
a
out what to do with
weenie,
that?
like I was scared. I didn't
Yeah.
want to do it.
I think
wish
we
I
don't even
did
have
it.
any of the stuff anymore. We threw it all
I
away.
think we did throw it
Yeah,
away.
and I'm kind of disappointed because it would be a nice memento to have.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of attached to it, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd be decorating my apartment with those
Right.
things. I don't know, and then you have somebody over and they're like, is that my traffic cone? No.
Like, if you recognize that, you're doing too much.
My frat house? I don't know. But
Yeah.
thank you so much
Of
for
course,
coming
guys.
today. We had so
Yeah.
much fun.
Good, I'm glad.
And I'm so glad you got to give everybody some great advice.
Yeah.
If you guys, as the viewers, ever want to put in your own Crimson Confession, like I said, anytime you check out our bios, we're going to have the link there. So submit your own stories, please. We'd love to tell them. And yet again, they're anonymous, so you're safe with us. Your secret is safe with us.
Yes.
But thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see all of our viewers next time.
Yes. Tune in next time for the next episode with a new guest. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye!